channel. If you're new here, my name is Molly and I'm so happy that you're here. For this week's video, I am going to be reading some books from the Dollar Tree. So I have this pretty big stack here that I've been collecting for the past few months, and I thought this would be such a fun video. I thought of this a few years ago and I just never got around to doing it, and then I started seeing people on YouTube doing this and I was like, I knew it was a good idea. I was like, I love that. So I'm so glad that people have the same idea, because I mean, the Dollar Tree has some pretty good book selections, and I know some people on my videos when I've done like Dollar Tree book hauls and stuff.
My Dollar Tree doesn't have books, what the heck? Like, mine's broken, or mine just has a bunch of plastic stuff.
To that, I'm really sorry. I think that all Dollar Trees should have a book section. I find my books where the word searches, Sudoku, coloring books, and all that stuff is. I think some Dollar Trees might have a smaller selection than others, but I've been to so many Dollar Trees and everyone I go to always has books. I might just be lucky in the state I live in, or maybe just fortunate with the stores that I have in my area. But yeah, so I'm not going to do like a haul or anything, but I want to quick go through the books that I have for this week and see how many we can get through. I'm going to pick my first one, and then this will be like a vlog style. I'll do like little updates on the books that I'm reading and what I liked about them. So let's just jump in. So I have Suddenly a Murder by Lauren Munoz, and this looks really good. I have With You All the Way by Cynthia Hand, which is a Harper teen book, so YA. Love a good YA. This is a graphic novel, The Well by Jake Wyatt Chu, and you can see here this will be a really fun one to read for sure. This is another YA. It's The Secret of a Heart Note by Stacey Lee. Then we have Scarlet by Genevieve Cogman, and this is like a vampire in France 1793 kind of book, and I've been really wanting to get into my vampire books again, so that one might be up on the list. Then I have Cicadas Sing of Summer Graves by Quinn Connor. Look at this stunning cover. This is a Source Books landmark book, and this one was really shocking to find, but I found it this summer, and it's Elif Shafak's, or Shafak, 10 minutes 38 seconds in this strange world, and this is a part of Susan Orland's private collection book club. I've heard really good things about this, and I've seen this at Barnes & Noble for, I mean, the full price, and I got this for $1.25. So I got some good selections here. I think there's like one more in my room that I forgot to grab, but out of all these, I made a TikTok and then I posted it here on Shorts. I asked you guys what book I should read first out of that whole stack, and I had a few people say Cicada Sing of Summer Graves and The Well. So I think I'm gonna actually just kick it off with The Well, just because I love a good graphic novel like this. I think that these are so fun, and yeah, to have found this for only $1.25, such a good one. This is not the only kind of graphic novel that I found, or comic book style book that I found. I also found Hockey Girl Loves Drama Boy, and that was really cute. It reminded me a lot of Heartstopper, so if you're a Heartstopper fan, I'd recommend checking that one out. I start off with this one, and I'll check in when I finish it. So, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I want to do a little halfway mark update. I'm in the middle of The Secret of a Heart Note by Stacey Lee, and this is my second Dollar Tree book that I'm reading this week. Like I said earlier, this is like a week challenge, so I want to just see how much I can read within 7 days, all books from the Dollar Tree. But so far, this is very young adult. I feel like if I was in like 8th grade, maybe like middle of high school, I would have loved this book so much. Not that I don't like it, I can just definitely tell it's not geared towards me necessarily, but that doesn't mean I can't read it, right? And I was reading some of the reviews on Goodreads, and one woman said that it reminded her a lot of All the Boys I've Loved Before, and that's like one of my favorite series ever. You know, Jenny Han is one of my favorite authors, and I think she just is fabulous at writing some great young adult fiction and romance. It does give those vibes just a tiny bit. This is not a spoiler, but there's a scene between her and this guy named Court, and he offers to drive her to a place called Meyer. I don't think it's like their grocery store, Mayer or whatever, or Myers. It was spelt like actual, like Meyer, like M-E-Y-E-R. So it must have been some place in the book that I just didn't catch. But anyways, he offers to drive her there because she was like, oh, I'll ride my bike. And that reminded me of Lara Jean and Peter like so much, because Lara Jean gets a ride with Peter. He puts her bike in the back of his Jeep, and it just like, this guy is a truck, and I think that's so cute. It just reminds me of that, and I don't know if the author like was inspired by that or not, or if it's like just, you know, completely one-off random similarity. But yeah, so if that gives you like any insight onto what the book is like, it does remind me of that. She is starting to gain feelings for Court, but she knows she can't because she's technically like a love witch, an aromateur, a perfumist, I think is, or yeah, like she runs this perfumery with her mom, but they have these special powers that make their nose smell things that other people can't. So like they can smell, for example, on Court, she can smell miso soup. It's like one of his scent undertones. His mom has the same scent, or someone in his family does. And then like his sweat smells like cinnamon, and like there's just like things like that. And a normal person in the book like can't smell those things. It's really cute, and I guess like she can't marry or be with somebody that isn't a love witch too, or something is what I'm getting at, because it will make him lovesick. So it's kind of like I'm in the middle, so I'm still figuring things out and the story is still building, but I think it's really cute so far. But I'm hoping, since it is Thursday, I'll either try and finish this today, which I still have quite a chunk left, or finish it by tomorrow morning so I can pick out one more book to read by the end of the week. Just wanted to give you all a little update, and let's keep on reading. Okay, I just finished The Secret of a Heart Note by Stacey Lee. This was like a solid 3 stars for me. It was really cute. I did feel like it was kind of slow moving for me personally, so I didn't absolutely adore it, but it was still cute. I liked the family aspect and sprinkled in with a little bit of romance throughout the pages. So we are 2 for 2 so far, and now it is time to pick another read from my Dollar Tree pile. I have 10 minutes 38 seconds in this strange world, With You All the Way, Cicadas Sing of Summer Graves, Scarlet, Suddenly a Murder, and then I did find the other one that I was thinking about that I had, and it's called Book of Knives by Lacey Haynes. And I did look at the ratings on this one. It has like a 2-star rating on Goodreads, so a little anxious about that one. I think I'm gonna go with Suddenly a Murder by Lauren Munoz. The tagline says, "One of us in the manor with the knife." So this gives me like Clue vibes, if you've ever seen the movie Clue, which if you haven't, I highly recommend. I'm gonna read the synopsis for you guys really quick, just so you can get a feel for what I'm diving into, and then hopefully I can finish it by Sunday. It says, someone brought a knife to the party. To celebrate the end of high school, Izzy Morales joins her ride or die Cassidy and 5 friends on a 1920s themed getaway at the glamorous Ashwood Manor. There, Izzy and her friends party in vintage dresses and expensive diamonds until Cassidy's boyfriend turns up dead. Murdered, investigators declare when they arrive at the scene, and every party guest is a suspect. The girlfriend, in love. The other girl, in despair. The old friend, forlorn. The new friend, distressed. The wild card, an enigma. And Izzy, the girl who brought the knife. To find the killer, everyone must undergo a grueling interrogation, all while locked in an estate where suddenly the greatest luxury is innocence. This originally went for $18.99, and I got it for $1.50, I think, at the Dollar Tree, so let's give it a go. I actually have really high hopes for this one. It sounds really good. I'll catch up with you guys when I'm about halfway through, and we'll see how it's going. Wrap-up of all the books that I read for a week that came from the Dollar Tree, and I'll give you my final thoughts and just like kind of try and rapid fire through each one. I did do like little follow-ups, I mean you already saw, but I just wanted to do one little wrap-up of each book and whether I'd recommend it or not, and then go from there. I started with The Well, and this is by Jake Wyatt, and then the illustrator is Chu. I really enjoyed this. I love just everything it gave me. It was so fantasy, so whimsical. I would recommend this if you ever see it, pick it up. and it was a really quick read. I read it within like 20 minutes, and I think these are just such fun ways to tell stories, so highly recommend this one. I think I gave it 4 stars. My rating system is pretty lax. If I like the book, you're getting a 4-star. If I was kind of about it, you're getting a 3. If I really didn't like it, then obviously like below that. But yeah, and then obviously if I'd reread it and like loved it and tell my friends about it, 5 stars for sure. I did think it was good, so I do recommend this one, and to find it at the Dollar Tree, you know, super fun. And I read The Secret of a Heart Note, and this one was very YA to me. It doesn't say on here whether it is that or not, but I think it's safe to say it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love reading a good YA book. It wasn't 100% my favorite. I gave it 3 stars, really honestly rounding up like 3.5. It just wasn't like something that I was excited to pick up and read, but I wanted to read it for the sake of the video. But it wasn't like so unenjoyable I wanted to DNF it, you know? So it was just kind of an in-between story for me. I felt like it was really kind of drawn out longer than maybe it should have been. I think it could have been a little bit shorter. Maybe that's just me. I did think it was still really cute, and it was also another good palate cleanser for me because I read a lot of romance that has spice in it, and as much as I love a good spicy book, sometimes it's nice to read a book that doesn't have it. Obviously it makes sense that there wouldn't be spice in here, but it was just really nice to have a romance that was like just very light and fluffy, and there was a lot of cultural aspects in this book that just made it so much more rich. The storytelling was really nice. I've never seen a concept like this with an aromature, I think is how you say it. I've been struggling with that word this whole video, but yeah, so it's like a love witch kind of with like a cupid, and I loved it, and their magical powers are all in their nose, and they can pick up these fun scents that like no normal person can smell. So I thought that was really cool. And the last book I read was Suddenly a Murder by Lauren Munoz, and I really enjoyed this. It gave everything I wanted it to. I'd say this is probably like my most favorite read out of the whole week. I love a good suspense, a thriller, if you will. It reminded me a lot of, I might have mentioned this, but Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which is the prequel novella to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. So if you liked that book, I'd read this one. It's just a tad longer than the novella. It's about 300 pages. It's definitely a whodunit. Every chapter I was like, oh wait, I could see this person doing it, I could see this person having a motive, and then it wouldn't be that person, and then it would switch back and I'm like, wait, it could be this person. So I love when books make you think like that. I think it's really fun. I know some books like from Frida McFadden, for example, have made me think that. You never know what you're gonna get when you read one of her books, for sure, but it did remind me a little bit of that too. Yeah, in the ending, there was a bit of a twist. I wasn't expecting it. I like was and I wasn't. So I love stories like that. Out of all the 3, Suddenly a Murder was my favorite. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed these. It was such a fun challenge to give myself. I know I've been trying to read more of the books that I own physically. I have a book buying problem, specifically like thrifting my books, because I find such good books at the thrift store, and it's like, oh, why would I not buy it, you know? So it was fun to be able to focus on books that I own, to try and move them out of my collection, dwindle down my physical TBR a bit, and it motivated me to keep reading more of the books that I own instead of just buying them because I want to buy it, you know? I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you've read any Dollar Tree books, let me know down below the titles that you found and your favorite ones so far. If you've read any of these that I read in this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, shine bright. Bye!